Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm so happy to have you. So my pre-existing subscribers, welcome back to the channel. So for today's video in particular, we're going to be talking about a part 2 of the part 1 series. We just got done recording Pope Leo the 15th and why he's in trouble and things like that. In this video, somebody brought up a really good point. Why did the Conclave choose an American Pope? Specifically the first American Pope, especially what's going on in the United States. We want to know what the intention is behind that, if there was any at all. Now we all know there's going to be some trouble going on in the Vatican. I've been talking about this for quite some time, since 2021, 2022, right? It's not out of the ordinary, but we did see some trouble in the tarot cards when discussing Leo the 15th. So let's go ahead and let's find out what led him to that position. Because it's talked about his comment being one of the mainstream things, one of the things that caught the attention of the Vatican. The question is, I want to know, is, and I'm sure most of you guys do want to know, is why did the Conclave choose an American Pope? That's the question that we're going to ask. Now this video is being recorded on Friday, May 9th, at 12:56 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's when you're seeing us. It's either Mother's Day or Mother's Day has just passed. So happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, whether you're a grandmother, whether you're a mother, whether you are about to be a mother, whatever you are, thank you. We love you. Okay, I just want to make sure you guys know that. We love you and support you no matter what this climate is currently politically for women. I just want you to know here on YouTube, we support you and I love you. Thank you. Now, going forward, let's go ahead and let's find out. Now, before we do, I want you guys to just do me a favor. Like this video, subscribe, hit the bell icon, engage with the content. Watch this video longer than normal. Share this video with other people. Let people know about our channel, what we do here on this community. Now, this is a community that's a little bit different, a little bit more diverse than your other traditional tarot card channels because we do something a little bit different. And that's okay, because different is okay. However, if you also want to be notified when I do post and upload, go into the comment section below or the description, follow my Blue Sky account, or my Facebook group, or both, whatever you want, and you'll be notified when I do post and upload. Also on Facebook, I do also tell you guys how to guiding. I do give you some tips and tricks. If you have any questions guiding related, you can always ask me there. I'm a gardener, so there's that. Anyway, besides the point, let's go ahead, let's begin. Let's find out what's going on in today's video. This video is just for entertainment purposes only and for education purposes only as well. I'm hoping to really get this video to be as short as possible, so keep that in mind as well. Alright, so let's go ahead, let's begin, let's find out what's going on. Why did they choose an American Pope? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to shuffle the cards really well so we can kind of really get a good answer. Hopefully that's the goal here. That's the goal. Okay. Why did they choose an American Pope? Why did they choose an American Pope? Why did the Conclave choose an American Pope? Now, if you guys want to watch all my Pope videos, go into the comment section below or the description or at the end of this video, and you'll be referred to a whole bunch of videos that I made in relation to the Pope. So, Spirits and Angels, tell me, why did the Conclave choose Robert Francis Pavots, who is now Pope Leo the 15th? Why did the Conclave choose its first American Pope, especially with evidence going on in America right now, in the United States? Can you give me a little bit of information? Now remember, he's an American born, which means that what happens in the United States also affects him directly. Because Pluto return is for every single American, for every collector, whether you came here, whether you were born here. We are all tied into this Pluto return, which means that the Vatican is also tied to America's Pluto return, which means that the Vatican is going to go through major changes. That is how astrology works. Now, going back into the reading, let's take a look. Why did they choose him? Why him? There was a whole bunch of other people, like, I forgot one of the Pope, but there was like an Asian Pope that they could have picked. But why did they choose him? Why? Gotta be a reason for this. Let's see. Let's use the United States of Tarot deck. Why did they choose him in particular? Why choose an American Pope right now, knowing how controversial the United States is? Are they trying to create a contrast of what America could be and what America is not? What are they trying to do? What's the goal here? Were they influenced in any way? Spiritual angels, tell me. Tell me. Why did the Conclave choose Pope Leo the 15th? I'm hearing the word there's a founding here. There's a founding. That's based off of founding. Okay. Why did they choose Pope Leo the 15th? Okay. That's it. Bottom of the deck here is the Three of Swords. This is immigration. This is being locked up, right? You kind of can't see it because of the color, but you can see it now more clearly. This is Stephen Miller. Okay, at the top of the deck here, we have here Elon. Again, he showed up in the meeting again. Here is Elon, and it's exactly the same type of thing Rock is. So Elon Musk comes in. Here are the Three of Wands. Interesting. Okay, so Elon showed up again. I swear to God, that man is the Antichrist or something. All right. Okay. Is there anything else you want to add? Yes. What about that? Because this is going to be the hidden match. So this is the most Vatican thing. This is a little bit rated R. So I'll give you a warning when anything post-nudity comes on the screen. But this is essentially rated R tarot card, but it's the Phoenician. It's the Vatican Italian style tarot deck. We're going to use this because they're also wearing a mask, which means we can really see what the intentions are behind it because they're hiding the mask behind the screen so we can find out what their intentions were when they selected Pope Leo the 15th. So Spirit Angel, tell me can you tell us the intention of why they chose Pope Leo the 15th in the Vatican? Why did they just select, the Conclave select Pope Leo the 15th? Give me the intention. Give me the intention. Give me the intention. Why did they select Pope Leo the 15th? Find an outcome card for Pope Leo the 15th. Pope Leo the 15th. Why did they select him? Final card. One card. Okay, final card. Thank you. Bottom of the deck here, we have here an affair, right? It's not an affair, so that's interesting, but it's not an affair. The top of the deck, though, we do have here, again, also not an affair. So there's two affairs here. There's a guy sleeping and a woman and a guy. It is not an affair. I covered it up so you guys didn't have to see it. But yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's find the intention. Let's find out what is going on. Why did they choose an American Pope? Of all things, why the American? Okay, the first card that comes in here is the Seven of Pentacles. They're looking at optics. They're looking at the candidates. So this is the Conclave. They already had their choice, but the first choice that they chose didn't go through the first one, so they were looking at other choices as well. Although they had the one that they wanted, they selected the first vote, they didn't really choose that for the second round. That's what it feels like. Which we already knew. It failed the first round. We have the Moon card. The Moon card is ending, right? But it's also something that was hidden, which made sense because it was hidden. We didn't know exactly who they voted for in the first round. We don't know who that is. We won't ever find out who that is. But the Conclave, though, however, the Moon card, is that this is hidden information. We're not going to find that out. But we do have here the next card, which is represented the Knight of Pentacles. Moving forward, there's a proposition of some sort. There was a proposal, an idea, right? A continuation or something. There was a call to take an action, if you will. And here is the Ace of Cups, right? A demand in favor of something in exchange for something. There was a demand of something. There was a proposal, right? Apparently, there was information that was reported that 45 or bands or whoever called the Vatican and specifically spoke to the Conclave and told them to select their pope that they want. Obviously, the White House was kind of shocked by this, but nonetheless, that is how that happened. But there was interference by the United States directly into the Vatican. We do have judgment, right? Making a call, picking the winner. The winner has been chosen, right? The winner has been chosen. Now it's interesting because this is again, I'm not telling you anything psychic. Like if I told you like that thing about like reports about 45 and his administration actually involving himself in Vatican affairs, that is not something I made up. That is literally something that's in the news. That's not a psychic prediction, nothing. That is in the news. Just want to make sure I put that disclaimer out there. We do have here again, we do have the 5 of Cup reverse. The 5 of Cup reverse is not a loss, right? It wasn't multiple rounds. It was 1 round loss. Second round, a pope was selected. And here you have the Page of Swords, someone new, someone with valor, someone younger, right? That's something that came in. The challenge to all this, we're going to find out right now. We have here the founding, the 6th of Wands, right? The foundation. This is the United States, this is the foundation. What was the United States founded on? It was founded on a religion. But the religion, in particular, was used as a way to persecute Americans. So that is why the United States moved to where it was. It moved to the United States, well, particularly what was the United States, to be able to escape religious persecution. Right? That's what the United States was founded on. Here you have the Queen of Pentacles reversed. The Queen of Pentacles means just say now. There's a color red here. It's interesting, there's a rabbit and a dog, but it's Nancy Reagan. And it says just say no, but it's reversed. It's telling somebody, it's like someone's in the ear and telling them just say yes. Just say this and all will be okay. Just say this and all will be okay. But the card that comes in is the Knight of Pentacles, means the proposal proposition. It's the Fool, right? Polling place, the voting booth, right? MAGA, walking off the cliff, right? And here you have this loyal dog trying to push them back from falling over, but yet they're still proceeding anyway. They believe that they're the bridge. There's no bridge. But that is the proposal. The proposal was to try to influence. So yes, this video has just confirmed information from prior, but yeah, there was interference in some way. Again, this video is just for entertainment purposes only, but there was interference into the conclave and its decision making of who was going to be the next pope. Here we have the Ace of Cups. Nobody knew who they were going to pick. No one knew. That's why the Ace of Cups is reversed, because there was not an enormous amount of support for one candidate over the other. But then once this starts to come in, what's the Fool card? It was come in right in this middle between the Knight of Pentacles reverse and the Ace of Cups reverse. Right in between those two is telling us here that right before this happened, right after this phone call, people were unsure if they coalesced around an individual. They coalesced around an individual. So the phone call made it possible for people to coalesce, made it possible for the conclave to coalesce around an individual pretty rapidly, right afterwards. Probably would have taken more rounds had 45 not interfered. We have the 4 of Pentacles holding on to power, right? Holding on to something. And here you have the Empress, the female, Melania, right? The cat, the Leo, right? Look at the Leo. Looks like a type of cat. Kitty cat. But anyway, besides the point. It's not a Leo like actually species of a Leo, but it is still nonetheless a cat. Right? The Empress is reversed. Which means at this point, they didn't know who was going to be in that position. That's why Melania and Miss McConnell are reversed. Now, the card that comes in above the Judgment card, making the call, saying who was going to be the next Pope, let's find that out. The next card is we have the 5 of Swords. Anthony Scaramucci, I think his name was. I have no idea. This is the 5 of Swords. Mafia. Right? Mafia. Interference. Again, the threat of something. And here you have the King of Wands. However, it doesn't mean anything because the eagle is on the Pope's side. The cat is on the Pope's side. Again, the cat is on the throne directly with Bill Clinton. And here you see the American shining through. So what happened? Despite all this, they voted against the mafia. At least that's what it appears to be. that they voted against the mafia. And here you have the devil trying, like Steve Bannon, trying to deceive people. Look at the word deceive, the White House. Trying to deceive, the devil trying to deceive. And here you have Biden, the king of cup, the president, the former president of the United States, the king of cup, the calmness through the midst of turmoil, right? The dog, loyalty. It almost feels as if, in some way, when 45 made this call, whoever made this call manipulated the conclave thinking to choose an other individual. And they got who they think they wanted. At least that's what it appears to be. Not saying that they wanted this pope, but they're trying to emulate a motion to get the pope that they want. And they thought at one point in time that they had the pope they wanted. Like that's what it felt very much like. That they thought they had the pope. The card that comes in underneath this Five of Cups, which means loss. It's not a loss here. It was less than multiple rounds. You have here, you have the Hermit card, right? There was a light, but there was a sense of darkness here. Right? There's a sense of darkness underneath this Five of Cups reverse. And here, the next building on the right side here is the Tower, right? The Tower. But it's also reverse. Number 10, the Tower. But what's interesting though is there's a man holding the sword, but he has a mask on. And here you have is a building in the background, a cathedral in the background. There's somebody holding a sword with a mask on, not revealing his or her identity. But remember, there's darkness here. After the person was chosen, there's darkness. There's not a loss. It was less than 5 rounds, but there was darkness here. The tower has not happened yet. And when the tower does happen and turns upright, this guy will reveal himself. We won't know who this is yet because we have no idea. But while all this is going on, the new pope here, which is represented with the page of swords, is also holding the sword. But there's no mask on him. There's no mask on him. But he's looking at the path. He's looking here, while this person is looking ahead. For context here, let me show you. This is what it looks like to me. This person is not paying attention to what's in front of them. This person is waiting to know when to strike. The question that remains for a lot of people is this guy this guy? That's what we're trying to figure out. Is where the loyalty lies. You know? And the top of the deck here, the final outcome card here. Why did they choose an American? I'm hearing the word Freemason. Which is not something that I hear often. This is the Phoenician, this is Venice. Here's money. Reverse. Freemason. Why did I hear Freemason? Let me see. Has there ever been a Freemason in the Pope? In the papacy? Let me see. Has there ever been a Freemason as Pope? No, there's no credible evidence to suggest that any pope has ever been a Freemason. While there has been rumors and conspiracy theories linking certain pope, particularly Pope Paul VI, to Freemasonry, these claims are generally considered to be unsubstantiated and based on heresy. According to the Where Peter Is, the Catholic Church officially prohibits Catholics from joining Freemasonry, and this prohibition has been reiterated by recent popes, including Pope Francis. So, very interesting, but it's giving me the energy of like some sort of undercover secret society. But then again, that's essentially what the Conclave is. The Conclave is an undercover society, but it's not a secret, but it's a society that remains secret in terms of how it votes. You know? So it could be something as simple as that, but it comes in through that because that is a familiar vocabulary. But I don't see any real reason except there was interference, but they kind of like spat in that person's face, and trouble is coming for this individual. It's coming for the Vatican, it's coming for the papacy. Yeah. So that's all of them getting. The question that we're asking now is the page of stories and this guy the same person or is this somebody else? That is what we're going to figure out soon is what does it mean? Alright guys, thank you for watching. I hope you guys liked today's video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon. I'll see you all the next time. Until then, peace out. I love you.